So welcome guys, welcome back again in this video lecture for multi-stage amplifiers. So let's have a look what we had in last lecture. So in last lecture we started with the need of amplifier, yes, need of multi-stage amplifier, and then we concluded with how can I calculate gain of that multi-stage amplifier. That's what. Now see, one thing is fixed that more than one stages are there, we call it as a multi-stage amplifier. So now let me draw those stages. This is stage 1, this is stage 2, this is stage 3. Three stages are connected. Now if I connect them using a capacitor, and if I connect this stage, that is second stage, to the third stage using a transformer, just check what I'm doing here. I'm connecting a transformer. Now here the first stage, the second stage, and the third stage. Now the third stage is connected to the fourth stage directly without any coupling component. Now just check what is the difference. Here first stage is connected to second stage by using a capacitor. As you know, capacitor never come alone, there is an resistor always. So what is this? Here I am using resistor and capacitor as a coupling components. Here I am using transformer, look at here, transformer as a coupling component, and here I am not using any of the coupling component. So this I will refer it as in direct. Is it? So now what I am trying to tell you that the connection or the coupling of different stages to each other is done with different methods, and those methods now we are going to discuss in this lecture. So what I will call them as methods of coupling. I will write title as methods of coupling. Okay, that we will discuss here in this lecture. How can I couple the output of first stage to the input of second stage? Is that whether I am going to connect output of first stage to the input of second stage directly, or am I using one resistor capacitor component, or whether I am using inductor capacitor, or whether I am using transformer. Depend on that we will have different coupling methods. But now before starting with that coupling methods directly, we will classify amplifiers first. Look at this. So this need of multi-stage amplifier that we are done in last lecture. What's the need? Conclusion is to increase the gain of an amplifier. Now let me have a look of this classification of amplifier. Is it? Because a person from your class only asked me about the types of an amplifier. Is it? He started with the classification. I think he might have gone through the syllabus first line. The first line is classification of amplifiers, as he said. Now let us start with this classification of amplifiers. Now amplifiers can be classified depend on different what I can say different scenarios are there. I can classify amplifier on the basis of configuration. I can classify amplifier depend on frequency of operation. I can classify them depend on the coupling. Is it like this? How can I classify amplifiers? I can classify them depend upon the type of signal. Is it? I can classify them as a small signal amplifier and large signal amplifier. See, this small signal amplifiers, already you have studied a small signal voltage amplifier. See, do you remember it is common emitter single stage RC coupled amplifier. This is nothing but your small signal amplifier. And this large signal amplifier, this is sometimes called as a power amplifier. This is called power amplifier. Is that? So if I consider a type of signal, then I can categorize or I can classify amplifiers in two categories only: small signal, large signal. That's all. Another way, another method to classify the amplifier is depend on the configuration. Look at this type of configuration, and that is well known to us: common emitter, common base, and common collector. All we have studied in last semester. See, this is also a classification of amplifiers. Is that another depend upon the output time, or what I can say, the duration of the output. I can classify them as class A, class B, class AB, class C. Even further it is classified as class D also, but I have not written here itself. See, this is also another method to classify the amplifier. Look at this, 1, 2, 3. Now depend upon the frequency of operation. See, I can classify them as direct current, that is DC, audio frequencies, radio frequencies, and even VHF and SHF frequencies. So depend on the operating frequencies of amplifier, I can classify them. So there is no restriction to classify the amplifiers. It's completely depend on the application where I'm using that. Is it? And now, just now we had discussion about types of coupling. That's what we're supposed to discuss. Is it? Even I can categorize them as RC coupled amplifier, inductive coupled amplifiers, transformer coupled amplifiers, and the direct coupled amplifiers. Just now we have seen that direct coupled, what is transformer coupled, and RC coupled also. Right? We'll focus more on that also. So this is another method, again based on the output, voltage and power. Even I can write current amplifiers, but it is not good to write current amplifier, because if I again write current amplifier, then different things will come in picture. So that's why just avoid it. Voltage amplifier and the power amplifier are also the types of amplifier. This is the another way how can I classify them. Right? Then again, number of stages. The basic thing that we are going to discuss in this chapter is a single stage that previously we have studied. Then two stage. Is it? Two stage is a part of multi-stage also, and number of stages. They depend upon how many stages are there in the amplifier. I can categorize them. If there is only one stage, I'll call it as a single stage amplifier. Two stages, I will call it as a two-stage amplifier. More than two stages are there, I can call it as a multi-stage amplifier. Is it? Like this, I can have n number of stages, like n stage amplifier. Right? So this is the way how one can classify the amplifier. Is it? And then this thing need we are done with. Now different coupling methods. How can I couple the output of one stage to the input of another stage? And so for that, see, I have this thing with me now. One PDF is there where I have written all those notes. Don't worry, I'll share those notes with you. Multi-stage amplifier, cascading. Look at this. What is the cascading? Connecting output of first stage as input to the second stage. Look at this, first stage, second stage, and here in between we have coupling device. That coupling device can be a resistor capacitor, it can be inductor capacitor, it can be transformer, or there will not be any coupling device. That's what direct coupling. Right. Now remember this, we had a discussion about this in last semester also. The last lecture we have seen that. Now where is the pen? Now look at this, AV. What is that? AV is the overall gain, which is gain of first stage, AV2 is gain of second stage, and total gain is gain of first stage multiplied by gain of second stage. Right. Now here the main point is types of coupling. See, joining one amplifier stage with the other in cascade using coupling device form a multi-stage amplifier circuit. There are four basic methods to couple output of one stage to the input of another stage. So what are those methods? Look at here. Resistor, capacitor, transformer, even inductors are also there. We will discuss on that. See, first type is resistance capacitance coupling, and it is called as RC coupling. It is called as RC coupling. Let me check whether I am having that RC coupling. Look at this. different coupling method is resistance capacitance coupling. See, a resistor is that RC1, that is collector resistor of first stage. Here I am drawing a very small diagram of amplifier. Even I am not drawing that R1 and R2 separately. If you want to, you can draw R1 and R2 here, but I am just showing you. Here I can draw R1 R2 separately. This I can treat it as an R1, I can call it as an R2. Here I can draw RE also, but see, just to minimize this circuit, I'm not drawing R1 and R2 as such. I'm just drawing RB, and this is what my first stage of amplifier, and that first stage is coupled with another stage with the help of this capacitor in combination with the resistor. Okay, I'm sorry, we had a small issue with this pad. Now let us resume again. Where कहाँ थे हम लोग? Resistance and capacitor coupling. See, output of first stage is coupled to the input of second stage using this resistor and capacitor. So that's why it is called resistor capacitor coupling. In short, it is RC coupling. It is what RC coupling is. Now let me focus on more theory about this RC coupling. Look at this. The coupling capacitor passes AC form of the output of one stage to the input of the next stage. Is it? You remember that this is what capacitor and resistor coupling. So first type is RC coupling. Is it? And if you remember a single stage RC coupled amplifier, there was a word, it is RC coupled. It means the output of an amplifier is coupled to the load using a capacitor. Capacitor never come alone, so it is using capacitor and a resistor. Is it? So that's why output of single stage amplifier is coupled to the load using resistor and capacitor. So we declared it as an RC coupled amplifier. Is it? And we have studied the frequency response also. Here also, in case of two stage RC coupled amplifier, we have this frequency response. Is it? There is no change in the frequency response. See, gain decreases at lower frequencies, even gain decreases at higher frequencies, and at mid frequencies gain is constant. Let me have this. Look at this. Let me change the pen, and now gain decreases. Here also gain decreases, and at the mid frequency gain is constant. Look at this shape. The shape is same as that of single stage RC coupled amplifier. So if I'm using RC coupled amplifier, no matter whether I'm using single stage, two stage, three stage, four stage, no matter how many stages are there, the frequency response will remain same. The shape of frequency response will always remain same. Look at the plot of gain versus frequency of RC coupled amplifier. So what is this RC coupling? Just collector resistor and one capacitor has to couple the output of first stage to the input of next stage. So it is called RC coupling, and this is RC coupled amplifier. This is first method of coupling. And look at the gain frequency or the frequency response. It is same as that of single stage RC coupled amplifier. There will not be any change. Now let me again start with impedance coupling. That is something new which is not inserted there in those figures intentionally, but because I told you that whenever inductor comes in picture, confusion and critical things come in picture. Look at this. Now impedance coupling. What are the coupling network that uses inductance and capacitance? Here in the first method we have used capacitor and resistor. Here I am using capacitor with inductor. Right? And that when you connect capacitor and inductor instead of capacitor and resistor, your coupling type becomes impedance coupling. Generally that impedance that inductor and capacitor are used for impedance matching. Is it? You have seen impedance matching circuit, maybe in network analysis, I don't remember. You might have seen that impedance matching or impedance coupling. So whenever impedance matching things come, you need to think about inductor and a capacitor only. Those are the best components to match the impedance. Right? And obviously that it is depend on the frequency. So that's why I think here somewhere it is written, it is depend on the signal frequency, that is JWL. Right? So this is what a second method of coupling. What is the first method? First method is RC coupling. Second method is impedance coupling. Now look at the third method. Third method is the transformer coupling. The output of first stage is connected to the input of second stage through a transformer. Let me check the diagram. Here I have diagram for this transformer coupling. Now look at this. Here this is single stage, this is one stage, and this is another stage of amplifier, is it? And the output of first stage is available here. So this is what a transformer. Now don't even think that transformer is a step up or step down, because it's a coupling transformer. N1 is equals to N2, so obviously number of turns at the primary will be equals to number of turns at the secondary. Is it? So this is a transformer. Transformer couples the output from the collector to the base of this amplifier or this transistor. Is it? Even here if I connect a load, the output of second stage is coupled to the load by using this transformer. So that's why it is transformer coupled. Transformer coupled amplifier. Is it? Now if I check frequency response means what? Gain versus frequency. Now if I consider its frequency response, look at this, it's quite, gain is decreasing, then increment, then constant. Somewhere I am getting a large peak. Look at this. And what is this peak? Is it? Basically what I expect from the amplifier, at the max you expect, or ideally your gain should be constant, but practically see, gain decreases at lower frequencies, again it has to be constant, and again it decreases. This is what general RC coupled amplifier frequency response. But apart from that, what is happening here in transformer coupling, that was okay, somewhere you are getting a peak. Is it? So what is that peak and why it is there? So that peak has a specific reason. Is it? See, whenever there is an inductor, transformer means it's a coil, is it? And that coil has a resonance. Is it? So because of that resonance, we are getting that peak, that is maximum gain will get at the frequency. Where is the pen? Here it is. So somewhere gain suddenly increases. What is this? It is called peaking. Let me write it here, Peaking. Okay, it is happening because of that colored pen. I don't want it. Yes, so this is happening, and this is called peaking. This is called peaking. And why peaking is there? Because of resonance. Because of resonance. Why resonance is there? Whenever you use coil, obviously resonance will be there, and at resonance gain will become maximum. Right? So that's why this transformer coupling has a sudden peak in its frequency response, and that sudden peak is not desired at all. किसी को नहीं चाहिए होता है कि भाई गेन एम्पलीफायर का suddenly it is in constant and suddenly gain shoot out, is it? So I don't want that shoot in a gain. So that's why this transformer coupled amplifier is less preferred, is it? So it is preferred in application where impedance matching is really important, is it? Impedance matching application, it is preferred in that case. Otherwise, if I want a simple amplifier, generally people will never go for this transformer coupling. So transformer coupling is best in impedance matching circuitry. Okay? So now apart from that, transformer coupling. Apart from transformer coupling, what we have? Direct coupling. Look at this. In this direct coupling, I don't need any component. I will not use any coupling device to couple the output of first stage to the second stage. I will connect the output of first stage directly to the input of second stage. It means collector of first stage has to be directly connected to the base of second stage. Let me check if we have circuit diagram. Look at this. This is what? Direct coupling. This is a direct coupling. The output of first stage is available at the collector and it is directly connected to the base of second stage, to the base of second transistor. So this is what direct coupling. See, intentionally I have not drawing that frequency response of the direct coupling. See, frequency response of RC coupling is quite same as single stage RC coupled amplifier. In case of transformer coupling, see, I am getting a peak or I am getting a peaking just because of the resonance. But now here in case of direct coupled amplifier, what kind of frequency response I supposed to get? Look at this. If this is what the gain versus frequency, here I will draw gain, here it is frequency. See, we have studied frequency response of single stage RC coupled amplifier, and by that we know gain decreases. Look at this. Gain decreases at lower frequencies because of coupling capacitor and bypass capacitor. Gain decreases at higher frequencies because of internal capacitance and stray capacitance. Right? So it means at lower frequency those are responsible, at higher frequencies those are responsible, and those both are there in RC coupled amplifier. Now look at the direct coupled amplifier. I don't have any coupling capacitor, is it? I do not have a coupling capacitor. See, I don't have any coupling capacitor. So as if coupling capacitor is not there, gain will never decrease at lower frequencies. So finally what you will get? You will get that kind of graph. Gain is constant at lower frequency also, but at higher frequencies gain will decrease. Why? Because here the internal capacitance and stray capacitor will play a role, and internal capacitance we cannot avoid them. Internal capacitance are present inside the transistor, that one cannot avoid that. So that shape of frequency response I will get if I am working with direct coupled amplifier. Is it? I hope that thing is clear now. Is it? Single stage RC coupled amplifier frequency response, two stage RC coupled amplifier frequency response, then two stage transformer coupled, two stage direct coupled. The circuit and the frequency responses we have studied. Is it? And don't worry about, because those theoretical things, that notes I am going to share with you people. Even if I find more detail notes, then also I will share those with you. Now look at this, a role of capacitors in amplifier, and that role is well known to us. So see, as a formality I will repeat that. What are the role? Look at this, the input capacitor seen. What is the role of that input capacitor? Is it? In fast mode, let us discuss. Input has to be coupled to the base of an amplifier. That is the role of input coupling capacitor. Then emitter bypass capacitor. It has to bypass the signal. Look at this. The emitter bypass capacitor is connected in parallel with the emitter resistor. Why? It offers a low resistance to the AC signal. It offers very low resistance to the AC. So that's why it has to be there. AC signal has to be bypassed. Now then, this is coupling capacitor CC. Sometimes there is a need of blocking capacitor also. Why? Because it does not allow DC voltage to pass through it. So that's why it is called blocking capacitor also. Now amplifier consideration, that is not actually part of this chapter, so we'll skip it. There I am showing one diagram, two stage CE to CE cascade amplifier. CE to CE, Even if you skip that word C to C, then also it is okay. Two-stage RC coupled amplifier. Both are common emitter configuration. So this is what actual circuitry of a two-stage RC coupled common emitter amplifier. Look at this. First stage is a C amplifier. Second stage is also a C amplifier. And I'm connecting output of first stage to the input of second stage through a capacitor. Look at this capacitor I'm talking about. Is it? So henceforth I have to consider this circuit only. I'm not going to consider direct coupled or transformer coupled. I will start analysis of this CE amplifier, two-stage RC coupled amplifier, and I need to start with this hybrid equivalent circuit. Is it? So let me check whether we have that. Yes, we have a comparison. Yes, we have that in our notepad. Yes, we are having this. Good. So that's why in in next few lectures we will deal with this C amplifier with this hybrid equivalent model. Even it's not needed, but still we will follow it. So let us have something before that. Here I hope that table is visible. Here I am showing a comparison. Let me zoom that so that everybody can see. Is there any facility to zoom? Yes, there is a facility, but it is not happening. It's quite okay. Now look at this. Here the table shows clear comparison for RC coupled, transformer coupled and direct coupled. I'll share you notes, and in that things will be clearly visible. So now coupling components. What are the coupling components? Capacitor and resistor are the coupling components. Here in transformer coupled, there is a transformer. In direct coupled, obviously there will not be any coupling component. So blocks DC, yes, it blocks DC. Here also DC is blocked. But here, what about this? As there is no component, there is no coupling components, there is no question of blocking something. Is it? Now, what about the frequency response? Frequency response flat at the middle frequencies, same as that of single stage RC coupled amplifier. But here, not uniform. High at resonant frequency and lower at other frequencies. See, I told you that there is a peak at resonant frequency. Let me change the pen. Yes, there is a peak at lower resonant frequency. So that's why sometimes it is not preferred. Now here, indirect coupled amplifier, flat at middle frequencies and improvement in a lower frequencies. See, they are writing there is a small improvement in lower frequency. It means practically, see, this is what ideal graph. It should be constant. After that, it has to decrease. But practically, direct coupled amplifier will show you a graph like something like this. The curve is more at higher frequencies, but it is very less at lower frequencies. That's why they are writing improvement in lower frequencies. Is it? Then impedance matching, obviously it is not possible in RC coupled amplifier, but it is 100% possible in case of transformer coupled amplifier. Transformers are meant to that. Transformers are basically used to match the impedance. You will come to know about this when we start power amplifier. Is it? So impedance matching is not done here. Here it is 100% done or can be achieved. Here obviously it is not possible because there is no impedance match. There is no device at all. So DC amplification, yes, it is not possible. Here also it is not possible. But in direct coupling, DC amplification is possible because there is no component to block the DC. DC will be passed directly, and it is possible to amplify the DC. Is it? So that's why in classification I have shown DC amplifiers. Specially I have mentioned DC amplifiers because whenever I say amplifier, people think about AC amplifiers only. It's not like that. There are some DC amplifiers like direct coupled. Then weight, obviously it is lightweight. Bulky and heavy. Why it becomes bulky and heavy? Because of the transformer, isn't it? By common sense, because of when you use transformer, circuit becomes bulky and heavy. So that's why I have written bulky and heavy. Then obviously there is no question of weight. Output is directly connected. Is that? Then drift is not there, there is also no drift, but that direct coupled amplifier can give you a small drift. And even this RC coupled amplifier has no question of that hum, but there is a transformer, so that's why there is a hum, is it? I hope you are aware with hum, is it? When you work with the transformer, is it? Even I hope you have done practical with the transformer in case of rectifiers, is it? When transformer is there, if you listen carefully, there is a small sound coming from the transformer. That small sound is hum, is it? So as if in RC coupled amplifier there is no transformer, no hum. Here is a transformer, there is hum. Obviously no question in case of direct coupled amplifier, is it? Now there are specific applications of every coupling. See, it is used in all audio small signal amplifiers, the television receivers, and those are clear specific applications. See, RF amplifier, I'm highlighting that RF amplifier because transformer coupled amplifiers are specifically used for impedance matching. So that's why impedance matching comes only with the RF signals, is it? जहाँ पे ज़्यादा sensitive area रहता है वहाँ पे impedance coupling is needed. So that's why this transformer coupling has a special domain, special application area. That is what. Then this direct coupled, see, applications are very limited in case of direct coupled amplifier, is it? See what I have written, used in amplification of slow varying parameters where the DC amplification is required. So basically, as direct coupled amplifier is a DC amplifier, so that's why they have very limited applications, is it? So those are the parameters by which I can compare all those cascading methods, is it? I am having a separate notes for that. I'll share among you people, so do not worry about. So what else we need to discuss? Yes, now we have to start with this analysis of two-stage RC coupled amplifier. What I have written, C to CE amplifier. Now look at this. This is H parameter. Okay, we'll discuss that H parameters and analysis of two-stage RC coupled amplifier. See, intentionally I'm saying that I'm going to analyze RC coupled amplifier, not the direct coupled, not even for a transformer coupled. So analysis is done for H parameters, sorry, single stage, two stage RC coupled amplifier with the help of H parameters. Is that? So we'll have this in next lecture probably. So today that coupling method and the theory about coupling is quite okay, it's quite fine. So we'll start this section in next lecture. Okay, till then, thanks a lot.